The dark side of Elizabeth, the Queen Mother. 1. She was a heavy drinker. The Queen Mother began drinking early in the day. She kept going until bedtime. Elizabeth knocked back more than 6 drinks a day. She was especially a fan of red wines. One of her favorite drinks was Dubonnet and gin. 2. Elizabeth ignored her institutionalized nieces. The Queen Mother's older brother John had 5 children. 2 of them, Nerissa and Catherine Bowes-Lyon, were born mentally disabled. In 1941, both were placed in a mental institution. They spent the rest of their lives there. The royal family erased the 2 sisters' existence. Burke's Peerage, the British lineage book, listed them as deceased. In reality, Nerissa died in 1986, while Catherine died in 2014. 3. Elizabeth made her sister-in-law's life hell. Her brother-in-law abdicated to marry his mistress. Edward VIII shocked the nation by marrying Wallis Simpson. She was American and a divorcee, to boot. Elizabeth hated Simpson, referring to her as that woman. She made sure Simpson didn't get a title of Her Royal Highness. In the end, Edward and Wallis left England and never came back. 4. Elizabeth froze Diana out of her life. The Queen Mother had a warm relationship with Lady Di, but everything changed after her divorce from Charles. Elizabeth blamed Diana for the couple's problems. She even forbade others from mentioning Diana in her presence. 5. Elizabeth hit a man with a parasol. King George VI once took his family to South Africa on a royal tour. It was the first time a monarch toured with his family. The trip coincided with Princess Elizabeth's 21st birthday. A skinny barefoot African ran after the royal car. He was waving what seemed like a piece of paper. The Queen Mother hit him with her parasol. Then police wrestled him to the ground. It turned out he wanted to gift Princess Elizabeth a 10-shilling note. 6. The Queen Mother incurred $9 million of debt. Elizabeth was the most expensive royal to maintain since Marie Antoinette. She insisted on the finest jewelry and couture clothing. She would only drink vintage champagne. She had 12 racehorses in her stable. Queen Elizabeth gave her mother more than $2.5 million a year. Even Prince Charles contributed to his grandmother's purse. Still, the Queen Mother had overdrafts. Her sovereign grant was $900,000 per year, but she spent 8 times that amount. When she died, Elizabeth left a huge amount of debt. 7. Hitler called her the most dangerous woman in Europe. Elizabeth refused to evacuate during the Nazi bombardment. This infuriated Hitler and gave a boost to British morale. Britain was expecting a full-scale Nazi invasion. Elizabeth took up shooting lessons. She trained with pistols and rifles in the gardens of Buckingham Palace. Sometimes she shot rats for target practice. Elizabeth was intent on putting up a fight. She said she planned to out as many Nazis as possible. The government wanted Princesses Elizabeth and Margaret sent abroad. Elizabeth refused, saying,
"The children will not go without me. I won't leave the king, and the king will never leave."